Good morning, folks. In Vortex, Saturday, 7 October. Let's do our traditional time-lapsing of a rising sun. Spectacular clouds moving around. Okay, folks, right now what you see, I have time-lapsing camera on other side. Sure, I have a first spectator, sir.
Leo.
What you drinking, Mr. Leo?
Vodka.
Oh, that's
coffee,
cool.
coffee.
That's cool. We need more vodka because, folks, I have a promise from my doctor, Victoria. She promised me to ship mermaids over here. Have you ever seen mermaids underwater?
No. We train them.
You train them?
Yeah.
So you scuba instructor?
Yes.
Seven Seas Dive Shop.
No, Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Oh, it's somewhere in Louisiana. I crossed Louisiana many times. They have alligators there. Does they have alligators in the spring, sir? No?
No, it's too cold for them.
5 minutes after 7. Dive shop, it's already open. Divers registered. And various mermaids. A tech diver, Edward, he stated me, mermaids live somewhere down below in hydrilla bushes. I spotted one hydrilla bush near here. I do see hydrilla bush. I see fish around. So far, no mermaids. Okay, folks, before I continue looking for mermaids in the main basin, I have to warm up my blood. And I have to run all around Vortex, my regular destination, Valley Road Bridge. Okay, folks, it will be quiet because this fence for a beach people. And when you go to a water park, you pay your fee here. All right, my middle distance, I'm here near concert house. And sure, I do see horses here. So far, no Jocelyn, our famous cowboy singing Joe. I'm here at the Blue Creek Bridge, and I always check here on visibility. Now I go all around to a flood control zone. I'm here near flood control zone, and behind me, historic drag liner, what made some kind of excavation. They didn't found mermaid, and the sign says no fishing. Folks, would you answer me a question? Mermaid, it's a fish, or they are mammals like dolphins and whales? Anyway, that road is a dump. Here, this is a pump house, what pumps water from a Vortex Spring into Otter Creek, which behind with a joint Blue Creek. Too many names, folks. And with that mechanism, you could close a flapper, and that way, if Otter Creek is flooded, water will not go into Vortex Spring Creek. Okay, folks, here near last slide, the rack for cleaning hydrilla out of a creek lays down. Let me show you how clean is creek. And what they do with a drag liner, they clean hydrilla and then they put it into a trailer and ship somewhere for cookies production. Okay, folks, I'm done with my running. Thank you for watching my running video. Now I have to check on mermaids if they are there. I'm ready for my test. Let me launch a drone and then we go underwater. And now this is my voice support camera. I raise it up. "10 meters altitude. I go higher, higher, higher and more higher. When I go high with a drone, these little waves, what in a main basin, does not affect my image. Hey, my height is 50 meters, and from here I could record everything. And sure, folks, today we are red, white and blue. About red color, when you go deeper than 6 meters, red is disappear. That you will see there is no red from a drone image. Okay, folks, approaching first bush of hydrilla. It's about 5 meters. I can bow deck exactly at a 5 meters deck in Vortex. I let you know that last time I swim deep somewhere in the end of August before I depart for Nevada races. So it was my matter of curiosity. Could I swim so long as I did before? So I'm rebreathing for about 2 minutes on a pump and then swimming along Vortex. Sure, whatever happened on a top, on a surface with a drone, I don't know, but my drone could hover in air for approximately 40 minutes, so I'm good with that. My time limit without dive suit in a Vortex Spring, about 10 to 12 minutes. I could extend it to 15, but you see by timing, it's a little bit more than a minute. I need to cross Vortex Spring from east side to west side. Thank you very much for watching my testing swim across Vortex Spring. And it's time to get other people for my videos. Ladies and gentlemen, I see a very unique stuff. With that, I dove whole my professional career, and that called not a SCUBA. This is Aqualung. Well, it has 3 tanks. I dove with double. Mr. Larry Shoes, do you know to whom that Aqualung belonged?
I'm in the witness protection program. He can't take my picture.
Is that it?
Could I take your pictures or videos? And that belongs to you, as I understood, Mr.
Yes.
Andre. So, how many years you have it? I see it's an old style regulator from Jacques-Yves Cousteau Aqualung developed.
That particular one was actually built in 2014.
Okay, understood. It's something like retro.
Takeoff. If you see the back of it, it's different.
See the back, and it's only second stage.
It's a two
Built
stage.
by some kind of, say, a handyman. Looks like instructor Mr. Billy interested in Aqualung too. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few seconds you will see evidence of this Aqualung, and it's real, and it goes underwater with instructor Billy. Okay, folks, for you who are not diver, that's single silver tank, aluminum, and it's only one. And instructor Andre has 3. My bottom line, second stage from what you see these black horses, it make in the same analogy like Aqualung of Jacques-Yves Cousteau. Bravo, bravissimo!
There you have it, Nick. It's a wrap. Welcome home, sir. So there's some really interesting things about my friend Brooke. Brooke, tell us a little bit about yourself and some of your adventures.
Well, I'm originally from upstate New York, but I lived in the Caribbean for 4 years. And then after that, we moved to Tunisia, North Africa, where I lived for 8 years before moving to Panama City, Florida. Well, here you have the fresh water, and there you obviously have the ocean, the salt water. But here it's similar in that a lot of the Caribbean is still untouched and natural, like Vortex Springs is. So it has a very similar energy where you have kind of a peaceful and clean atmosphere.
Today, I also took my friend Brooke on a behind-the-scenes tour of Vortex Spring.
Okay, how far?
The entire property, all 650 plus acres. And she learned some things about Vortex Spring that no one else knows. Brooke, can you share some of that with Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I was most impressed about was the different elevations, which is not normal for Florida. The rolling hills and...
Let me specify, it's exactly behind where you're sitting. Let's fly to other side where race is going on. Alright, getting close to the camera so you will hear my comments and I will see my drone from here. Distance 700 meters, still keep going, keep going, keep going.
What about that barn?
Well,
Nick hasn't seen that in a while.
which one? That one or?
The big barn.
Oh, the big barn. Well, there's a gorgeous new venue, a barn for events and weddings, and it just really kind of is natural to it fits in with the atmosphere and also provides a little extra charm to the events that you're going to be hosting.
And to all of Vortex Spring and everyone that comes, right?
Right.
My father-in-law, who was a Navy diver, he was also a rescue and a recovery diver. But unfortunately, he saw more recoveries than he did rescues. So he knew in his heart that there was a way to prevent so many people from finding their demise underwater. If I could just let people down there or up there know that there's someone down there, maybe I could save a life or two. This was him. This was his beautiful wife, and that's what she looked like the first time he ever saw her in the hallway at school. They were, of course, they were married for many years. Their first child was a little girl, that's Connie. And the money that's around her was the first cash money that he ever made for a rescue recovery dive. They also had 2 boys, twin boys, and most of the time in their young days, that's how you saw them. Devin and Daryl were fighting over what they were going to eat. Doc was also an inventor. He invented a lot of his own apparatuses. He went on to not only create the diver down flag, but he was also the inventor of the first mechanical filter for fish tanks, and he called it the diatom filter. That was what helped him along the journey with buying a spring and doing all things resort related that he did. They had a love for Disney, and fireworks was their favorite thing from the Epcot Center, and that's why they're on here. Most of the time that you saw them around the park, this is how you saw them, and she rarely wore shoes. Most of the time she was in stocking feet. This was his favorite photograph, and it hung on his computer for many, many years. So it just felt appropriate to be the center of their story in bronze.
And you married one of these guys?
I did. I married one of those guys.
Which
I
one, the
married
guy
to
on the right
Daryl.
or the left?
Believe it or not, Daryl is the bigger one,
Okay.
but he wound up being the smaller one as they grew up in life.
Away.
They are here, and on the front of this big, beautiful monument, you see the memorialization to them being the creators of the Diver Down flag. This entire monument overlooks the Vortex Spring main basin, and in particular right over the top of the mouth to the cave. The neat thing about the two of them is they did what they did strictly to save lives, because he saw the worst of the worst. He never patented it, and he never put a trademark on it. He did not do it to make money. He did it to solely save lives. That alone speaks volumes for his character.